Often racing in Division 2 of the Tattersalls National Hunt in IRE Wel Pallets 4yo Geldings Maiden. Quick Kick is going to be prominent early on, being chased in second by Unleash the Jet, the colour change towards the inside, and they in turn have been followed by Connemara Joe with Mahler Park just in behind them. Around the outside then races Lansford Shore, who in turn has been tracked. Next up to the field by It Starts With Us in the white jacket. Towards that one's outside is Lemmy Caution. They're being followed by the yellow jacket of Ellis Redding, who's last but three. They are Lasco de Zobo, and towards the back of the field at this point races the playing field, and further back to Le Moulin Rouge, who's last of all. Swing the bend and make their way into the bend, into the back straight. That's going to take them on towards fence number 1. The first of 12 fences, and all they'll be jumping with the first of the 2 fences in the home straight being bypassed for the remainder of the afternoon as they rise out over that one. Up front with the advantage, it is Quick Kick who's got the advantage, being chased in second spot by Unleash the Jet. They in turn have been followed back in third by Lansford Shore, who in turn has been tracked by Connemara Joe with Mahler Park out wider, and they in turn have been followed next up and behind them by It Starts With Us. Ellis Redding is towards the rear of mid-division in company with Lasco de Zobo. Further back behind these then to find playing the field, and last of all is Le Moulin Rouge as they climb ahead over number 3, which all have done safely. And now make the way into the bend that's going to take them around towards the highest point of the track. They'll shortly be turning and racing downhill into the home straight, and as they do so, up front with the advantage, it is Quick Kick and Brendan Levy on debut. The son of Feels Like Dancing, who has the advantage, being chased in second spot by the debutant chestnut son of Jehaway, Unleash the Jet, and they in turn have been followed back in third as they continue the downhill run by Mahler Park, with next up and behind these then races the nose-banded Lansford Shore, as they continue racing down along the home straight, bypassing what would have been fence number 4, and as they do so, it is Quick Kick and Bridal Levy who have the advantage, being chased in second spot by Unleash the Jet. Third position then for Lansford Shore, and then Mahler Park, and they're being followed by Lemmy Caution, with just in behind these as they continue on races Lasco de Zobo with It Starts With Us and Connemara Joe down the inner. Further back behind these then to the yellow jacket of Ellis Redding, who's last but 2. They are playing the field, and last of all continues to be Le Moulin Rouge. Making their way on now to go into the bend. It's going to take them downhill into the back straight. On their way towards the next one they'll be jumping, which will be number 5 this time, and it is Quick Kick who has the advantage under Brendan Levy, being chased in second spot by Unleash the Jet and Harley Dunn. Third position for Lansford Shore and James Murphy, who in turn has been followed by Mahler Park and Connor Moore. That one then has been tracked by Connemara Joe and Dara Higgins, who has been followed by Lemmy Caution and Barry O'Neill. Just in behind these races, It Starts With Us and Shane O'Rourke. There's a couple of lengths of a break then to find Lasco de Zobo and Rob James in company with Ellis Redding and Derek O'Connor as they race out over the 5th fence. Further back behind these then to find playing the field and Ben Coonan, who's last but 1 and last of all at this point races Le Moulin Rouge and Jack Hendrick. Making their way now on towards the middle of the 3 fences down along the back straight, and as they do so, Quick Kick comes to it over in front with the advantage of 3 or 4 lengths. The second running Unleash the Jet. Back in third behind these is Lemmy Caution, and they're then being tracked by a line of 3. Lansford Shore is in that group. Also, It Starts With Us and Mahler Park and Connemara Joe down the extreme inside. Lansford Shore surrendered a bit of ground out over that one. They in turn have been followed next up in the field as they continue towards the highest point of the track by Lasco de Zobo, who's in company with Ellis Redding, and further back to Lansford Shore, who's rapidly losing positions at this point. Next up and behind that one races playing the field, and last of all is Le Moulin Rouge. Continuing to make the downhill run back into the home straight at this point, and as they do so, up front with the advantage, it is Quick Kick and Brendan Levy who show the way, being chased in second spot as they make the downhill run by Unleash the Jet and Harley Dunn. Third position for Lemmy Caution and Barry O'Neill, who in turn has been followed next up in the field by It Starts With Us and Shane O'Rourke. Mahler Park and Connor Moore come next, being followed by Connemara Joe and Dara Higgins. Lasco de Zobo is next under Rob James. That one then has been followed by Playing the Field and Ben Coonan, with Ellis Redding just ahead of that one. They mounted Derek O'Connor and lost one there mid-division. Mahler Park was the faller, and brought down there was Playing the Field. Mahler Park and Playing the Field have both crashed out. Horses galloping away. Connor Moore about to get to his feet. Ben Coonan already to his feet as they head on now with a circuit ahead of them, and 5 more fences in all to be jumped. And as they do so, it is Quick Kick under Brendan Levy who's led them away since flag foil. Lansford Shore has eased and will likely not go too much further. at the back of the field, but up front it is Quick Kick who has the advantage. Unleash the Jet in second spot. Lemmy Caution's in third, being followed by Connemara Joe. These are then being tracked next to the field by Lasco de Zobo, who in turn has been followed by Ellis Redding and company with the Blue Moon on Jews. One that's weakening as it starts with us, and putting up at the back of the field there is Nunsford Shore. Out over the fence there was 4 from the finish, and our leader is still Quick Kick, who has the advantage by a couple of lengths. The second running now, Lemmy Caution, back in third behind these races. Connemara Joe, and they in turn have been followed next up in the field by the Moulin Rouge, who continues to make ground from the back. Next up and behind them as they make their way on now races Lasco de Zobo in front of Ellis Redding. Unleash the Jet, the long-time pace setters, drop back to be the Earful back marker. Racing out over the second last fence, where we lost one right up in mid-division there. The one to come down there when holding a chance at the time was Le Moulin Rouge, but as they leave the back straight behind them and continue the climb that's going to take them up the hill, just waiting for Jack Hendrick to rise to his feet. But as they continue at the head of affairs now, it is Quick Kick who's being challenged by Lemmy Caution around the outside. Lasco de Zobo's in third. These 3 are clear over Connemara Joe, and then comes Ellis Redding, who's being eased. Racing on down the hill, they've got one fence left to jump in Division 2 of the 4-year-old Geldings. As Lemmy Caution has got the advantage now from Lasco de Zobo in second. Back in third behind these then is Quick Kick. Racing on towards the final one. Lemmy Caution by a couple of lengths to Lasco de Zobo. Quick Kick looks held in the third position. Then comes Connemara Joe racing on towards the final one, and with the advantage it's Lemmy Caution who's 4 or 5 clear as he comes towards the final one. He's safely out of the last from back in second, Lasco de Zobo, but on the run out towards the line it's going to be Lemmy Caution for Colin Bowe and Barry O'Neill in the colours of Walter Connors. Lemmy Caution wins Division 2 of the 4-year-old Geldings in good style. Back in second spot Lasco de Zobo. Third will go to Quick Kick, and there was a mistake at the last from the fourth and only other finisher, which will be Connemara Joe, because putting up the home straight was Ellis Redding.